Hello everyone, I hope you're having a great day. Thanks so much for joining me. Well, Christmas series has ended, so we're back on track with our Try It Out Tuesdays. And today we're going to try out the stamp set from Honeybee Stamps. Love the beautiful floral images in here. I think they are gorgeous, so we're going to make a happy birthday card with that. The stamp set's called Cosmos, and as always I'll leave links below. For my sentiment, I'm going to use the C&CT stamp Happy Birthday die set. It's a beautiful font, and then the happy birthday is super thin, so I thought it'd go perfect with those floral images because of the daintiness of it. And then for a second part of my sentiment, I'll use this smaller stamp set called Birthday Messages. These are actually sold as a bundle, and I'll leave that down below too, but I'll use both of those for my sentiment today. We're going to jump in and get started. I'm going to take my Mini Misty out. And instead of using white cardstock today, I thought it'd be fun to use a colored cardstock. So I'm going to be using some C&CT stamp Fog colored cardstock. It's a real pretty soft gray. I'll just ink up one flower with my Memento Tuxedo Black ink. It's Copic friendly ink. And I think that flower is gorgeous. Now I'm going to color in my flower with my Copic markers. Now on colored cardstock, when you do use your Copic markers, the alcohol in them stays wet a little bit, but once the alcohol dries on the paper, the color is more vibrant. Here you can see when I add color with my lightest, it looks like a really drabby, dull color, but once the alcohol dries, it just dries beautifully and a little bit softer, but real pretty. So I'll play a little music while I finish coloring up, and when I'm done, I will catch you back. Okay, coloring is done, and I think that looks so pretty. I did use my warm grays and went around the outside edge of my flower to create a little bit of dimension. Since today I thought it would be fun to do basically a one-layer card, and so we're going to give the illusion of dimension with that outside warm gray ink there. And I just love the way this turned out. I used a stitched rectangle die and cut out my panel. So my panel size is 4 inches by 5 1/4. Now I'm going to take the happy birthday die set and I'm going to die cut both the happy and the birthday directly out of the panel that we just colored in. I'm also going to die cut the word happy birthday out of white cardstock. Once we have the first happy die cut out, I'll carefully remove the pieces, and I'm going to keep those pieces because I want to be doing some inlaying, and then we're going to kind of position where I want the bottom happy birthday. I didn't do it both at the same time because I wanted them kind of snug close to each other. Now I'm going to use my craft pick to pick up those couple pieces of the inside. Now this part, if you're not into paper piecing or inlaying, you could actually just die cut out the word happy birthday and then place that right with glue right over the top of your flower. But I don't mind kind of like puzzle piecing. I think it's kind of therapeutic. So I inlaid each one of those pieces. Okay, once my birthday is die cut out, I'm going to carefully remove those pieces. And then I started punching out the inside pieces from the colored birthday and stopped in my tracks because I thought it'd be easier keeping them in there. Now I have a piece of fun foam that's going to be slightly smaller than my panel there, and I'm going to add a piece of scrapbook.com's double-sided adhesive sheet right over the top. Then I'll take my panel and place my panel right on top of my fun foam. This way, when I do my inlaying, there's sticky paper underneath there and I don't have to do any mess with any glue. I'm going to take my white birthday and I'll go ahead and inlay that. And it fits beautifully. And then I'll do the same thing with the happy. I just made sure that I punched out all the little white pieces of the die cut happy birthday here. Okay, now whatever's left over, I'm going to take the extra pieces that I saved and just do the inlaying. That way my panel is complete once more. I'm just taking the birthday and the pieces that are left inside of it and using my craft pick. I'm just punching it on that sticky paper. This was way easier than doing it individually. But once everything is all back in its home and inlaid, I think it looks so pretty. And I just love the texture that that gave. I'll give you a close-up here as soon as I get done. But I think that looks so neat. So it's still basically a one-layer card. Well, I did put fun foam behind it, but not as bulky as my normal cards. Okay, for my sentiment, I'm going to stamp the second half, and I chose the sentiment and the set that says, "It's your day and we love you." I'm going to stamp that on a strip of the same cardstock that we used for our background panel there. I just stamped it with some VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I'll go ahead and take my paper trimmer and block that off. And I'll just trim the ends down and then add a piece of foam tape right behind it. And we'll place that right below our birthday sentiment. So we have a little bit of dimension there. Okay, I'm going to use some double-sided tape. Add that to my fun foam. And then we're going to place this panel on an A2 size card base, which is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inches. It'll be a white card base. And then for bells and whistles, I'm going to use some gems from Studio Katia. And this mix here is clear and pink. I didn't use any of the pinks. I just used the clear. And I just added a few here and there. And then to brighten up the center of my flower, I'm going to go in with some Nuvo jewel drops. These are simply white, and it just made that flower pop. And it gave a little bit more dimension to that flower. And then for a little bit of sparkle, I am going to add my Stella shimmer pen just to my rose petal, or my flower petals. And that finishes off my card for today, guys. Something a little bit different. Coloring on cardstock, and then basically it's a one layer, but I love the outcome. I hope you do too. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. We will see you again real soon. Bye-bye.